Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you stopped by. My name is Abby. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. My kids are all the way from preschool to 7th grade, and we've been homeschooling from the beginning. So today I'm gonna walk you through a typical morning routine for me. Now, within the past year, I have changed our morning routine. Actually, just within the past few months, starting this summer, I changed our homeschooling morning routine to aid in my goal of creating an atmosphere for our homeschool that was purposeful and intentional. If you watch my videos for a long time, you'll know that we choose one theme each school year to kind of learn to master and do well. Last year, I chose the Charlotte Mason discipline of atmosphere, and this year I decided to continue in that because we do have such busy afternoons, and I wanted to just inaugurate our mornings with a little bit more peace and calm. So I've always been a get up and go mom. Get up, work out, Bible study, wake the kids up, breakfast, start school right away. And so this has been a huge change, but it is the right season for this change in our family. I have seen it being a very fruitful change for our family. And so I wanted to give it a few months before I filmed this video just to kind of see the form that it took within our home before I shared it with you guys. So I can confidently say that this is an authentic morning routine for our family right now, and not just the routine that I hope to pick up, if that makes sense. So this has been our routine for a few months now, and it has been going very well. So before I get into the routine, I wanted to thank Night Zookeeper for sponsoring today's video. I'll tell you a little bit about them, and then we will jump right into a typical morning in our home. Night Zookeeper is an award-winning creative writing platform that helps improve the writing skills of 5 to 12-year-olds and beyond. By signing up, children will get the following benefits: improved core writing skills, personalized feedback from a dedicated team of tutors, weekly lessons that incorporate interactive video elements and games to teach your children key skills, publishing opportunities, weekly competitions, real-life prizes, and free monthly educational printables. My kids really enjoy Night Zookeeper, especially my older kids, because of the feedback from the tutors. Now, they can choose to have feedback turned on from other users as well, but as of right now, we just have the feedback from the tutors selected. It's really helpful for them. It's beneficial for me to have them get some feedback from somebody besides just mom. You know, you wear the mom, the teacher hat. Sometimes a little bit of feedback from someone else is really helpful, and they will point out things or encourage things that you might not have thought of otherwise. So it's really great. My kids love logging into their accounts and seeing what feedback was put into their account since the last time that they logged on. Night Zookeeper is such a unique program, and it has been the coolest addition to our homeschool as of late. Children will draw their own magical characters that go with them through the night zoo, developing and growing their creative writing skills. And then they're challenged to put their learning into action, producing stories, reports, poems, and other styles of writing. And their work is saved in a personal portfolio that can be shared with family, friends, and if they want, a global audience. They'll get instant feedback from everything they write. They're encouraged to improve their writing as they receive comments from the Night Zookeeper characters as well as their team of educators. And this has been something that my older kids particularly enjoy. They love getting the feedback. They love learning new vocabulary. A lot of times the tutors will respond with like, oh, try this word instead of that. And they're just constantly learning, growing, playing, having fun, being creative, and just having a good time. They're trying to add more words, to get more points, to add things to their animals, and it's just so neat. It has been such a cool addition to our homeschool. If you use the link in my description box down below, you can get 50% off of an annual subscription. So you'll get a free 7-day trial, and then you will be billed for the discounted yearly subscription, which would be $59.99 for a single child or $77.99 for 2 to 3 children. I have 3 children using this program right now, and they're all equally challenged at their own level. So I really appreciate this program for all of them. It's helped each of them with different skills, and I really have seen their writing improve so much, just especially by getting the feedback. Something about that feedback has been so beneficial for them, and they also really enjoy getting some different challenges. Like, their tutors will suggest, like, will you please add this or use this word instead? And it's really expanded their vocabulary. So I really enjoy this program. My kids enjoy this program. It is definitely seen as a reward at the end of a school day in our house. It's a great reward because it's something that they want to do, but I also know that it's challenging them and growing them in their writing skills. So thank you so much, Night Zookeeper, for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys check out that trial and subscription discount in the description down below. And here is my morning routine. I almost always started my day before the sunrise, but as of late, I have just kind of leaned into this season of busy afternoons and later evenings with my older kids. And so now I wake up right before or around 6 o'clock in the morning, and it still gives me plenty of time to have some coffee in peace, go into the little cozy nook in our bedroom that we created for our Bible study space, and get a little bit of quiet time done before the morning gets going. I used to always work out in the mornings as well, but as of late, I've made that an afternoon routine just so my mornings can start slow and stay slow, which is what my family kind of needs right now. After John heads off to work, I'll wake the house up just using some citrus or minty essential oils, turning on some worship music. I have a quiet time playlist on my phone, and John's record player has a Bluetooth setting. I also have an old school CD player with some worship CDs on the other side of the house, so just depending on what side of the house I happen to be on, I will put on some soft worship music, start opening bedroom doors, and just start the morning off with some nice, gentle scents and sounds for the kids. My kids have a morning chore routine, so whoever it is that's making breakfast that day will get up just a little bit earlier. I'll make sure that I actually wake them up instead of just waiting for them to wake up so they can get started on breakfast. And then there's always a couple of chores that I can be working on while they're working on getting themselves ready in the morning. So they're working on their morning routines, getting dressed, making their beds, and I am doing things like unloading the dishwasher, vacuuming up the rug from the night before. I have to vacuum every morning. We just got a puppy, and so it is imperative that our floors get vacuumed regularly because he will get at anything. Just getting the house ready and moving for the day, because after we start our studies with breakfast, I will not have another chance to do any housework or chores or any tidying until usually around 3 o'clock. And then we're usually leaving the house around 4 or so for some afternoon activities. And so my time is limited, so I just try to take the little pockets of time here and there to get some chores and housework done while the kids are working on some of their routines as well. So I will usually have a scoop or two of collagen in my coffee in the morning, as well as taking my vitamins and doing that whole routine. And so it's usually pretty late in the morning by the time I'm personally ready for breakfast. And so I love to use this time where we're sitting down for breakfast. There's not really a set time, but I would say we're usually sitting down right around 8 or so. And I will start by reading our devotions together as we all gather up for our morning time of studies. So we'll start with devotions while the kids are eating breakfast. Usually use paper plates for breakfast just because, like I said, there won't be another moment to really do dishes or anything like that until later in the afternoon. And so every now and then when I'm at the grocery store, you guys might have seen it in a recent grocery haul, I'll grab a pack of paper plates and I will give myself a little bit of breathing room in the morning. It is the only meal we use paper plates for. It just helps get that jump start into our school day, so I'm not spending extra time cleaning breakfast, and we can move right in from devotions into our study in theology. We have a lot of devotionals that we enjoy as a family, so in the morning at breakfast, it's usually just a random pick off of the stack, and I'll just read 1 or 2 devotion pages to them. We'll chat, we'll have a good time. This isn't really like structured learning. It's just a quick lesson and some discussion, and then just some fun time at breakfast together. We're chatting, we're catching up for the first time that day. We're just having a good time, having a meal together. We're most often in the morning at the breakfast table or in the living room. We don't really move into the schoolroom until the afternoon. So as soon as we finish breakfast and we just tidy up real quick, we meet back at the breakfast table for our quiet time and our study of theology. We're really loving this book this year. It's been great. What I'll do is I will assign each of my kids one of the verses that's in the illustration, and they will read that out loud after I finish reading the little passage for the day. And then in the back of the book, there are discussion questions. So all of my kids really enjoy reading their verses out loud, including Annabeth, who wants to be assigned a verse. I will just help her by whispering it into her ear, and then she will share it at the table. But it's a really great way for her to practice just that confidence of being a part of our family subjects and getting to share and speak up. It's been really good for her. So after our study of theology, which lasts maybe 10 or 15 minutes, we will move into our quiet time. My older two kids use the SOAK acronym. S stands for scripture, O for observation, A for application, and K for kneeling in prayer. And they just use this as they study one chapter of their choosing in the Bible. My younger kids and I are establishing this habit just by reading the Jesus Storybook Bible and then illustrating what they remember from the story, working on some illustrated narration. Although I do have my son, who's 7.5, write a little bit underneath of his illustration. We move from this into what I call a walk and talk. Sometimes we're walking the dog and discussing depending on what our nature study lesson is for the week. So sometimes we go on a walk and we look for something from our nature study, or sometimes we just go into the backyard and play. But this is a point where we are discussing some things from their quiet time. This is a marked breaking point in our morning where we move from the slow Bible study time that we've had for like an hour and a half, and we move into family subjects, geography, history, science, things like that. So we go outside, we discuss, we have some time together, we play, we leave the house, and then we come back in for a new start. We will spend about an hour and a half on family subjects, hour and a half to 2 hours, I would say. Sometimes if we're dragging our feet a little bit, or if it happens to be a beautiful day outside, we'll spend a little bit more time outside, a little less time on family subjects. But we take our morning basket, we go through our morning basket, we do a couple of our family subjects, and then I will either do some 5 in a row with my boys or have them play a game with me while my daughter works on her middle school science, before I then move into the kitchen, start preparing lunch. If there's anything I need to prep for dinner that night, it's a very helpful time for me to start prepping since our afternoons are very busy. The pace of our afternoons are a total 180 from the pace of our mornings, which is why this morning time is such a blessing and why I really enjoy spending our mornings very, very slow, purposefully, because the afternoons are a whirlwind. So I try to get something done ahead of time for dinner, whether it's just prepping a side dish or marinating some meat, whatever I need to do while I'm in there cooking lunch. And at this time, it is when I'm helping my kids on some of their independent work, kind of floating. This is when I float around and I check on a math lesson with a child, or I do a quick reading lesson with one, or if somebody needs my attention or some help with what they were doing in science, or, if I need to check their handwriting, this is the moment that I start doing that. So we switch gears from the slow family subject pace and we move into the independent subjects, which are little bits and pieces of my attention needed all over the place. So I cook lunch, start working with them on some of their independent subjects. We'll break for lunch, and at that point we move into our afternoon routine, which, like I said, is a totally different pace. So I hope you guys enjoyed this slow, intentional morning routine with my family and I. This is what 90% of my mornings look like these days during their school week. I just really try to make sure our mornings have that margin of just some peace in our day before our days pick up and get really hectic in the afternoons and evenings. So if you guys want to see my afternoon and evening routine, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know what your mornings look like in your home. See you later.